And yeah, you may start. So yeah, this is me. This is pretty much who am I? Such a deep question, but by now you all know what I do. This is my brand, and I'm not here for promotion. Sorry, Ravi. He has given me strict disclosure not to promote, which is fair. And I'm fed up of talking about business and entrepreneurship all day long. But this is a very nice breakup. So yeah. So this was me like 5 years back. So imagine like I'm lean down, but this is how huge I used to look. This is a little the mellowed down version. I always used to get scared of one creature. And I'm like a fiery, go-getter, confident. But one creature that used to freak me out is dogs. And, and, and I became a laughing stock in my family, among my friend circle. And this fear basically dates back to the year 1992 when I was 12-year-old. And it's very mundane and very naive. But as I was cycling around, sir, I was 7 years old when you got married, by the way. So as I was cycling around, what happened was suddenly I saw a dog leaping onto me, and it pounced on me. I don't know, it left a trauma on me. I just couldn't. There was a saying that I can even trust a lion at times. I will obviously getting scared, but I will not lose my, better senses. But with dogs, if dogs approached, I used to change the way. It was like, am I scared or are you scared? Things like that. So I used to panic. Then this was, as I said, this was in 1992, and it took me some time to overcome that. But imagine I carried this for good 32 years. Even sitting in car while chased by dogs, I used to feel that it will go bite me. So that's how freaky I was. But she's a very good friend of mine. So last year I got introduced to wonderful dogs, two dogs. One is a rescue dog, Labrador and German Shepherd. So she was like, you have to get rid of the fear. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to be, I am like, no, I can't do it. So I went to her house last year, and I saw these two dogs, and I don't know why, they always seem like a monster to me. And the first reaction, as I would have it, was like, chain them. And she was like, no, I will chain you, but not them. It was like a mental conversation I'm having with the dog that, hey, you stay away. And, we're not able to decide who is more scared. But something magical happened, this is Dumbo and Diesel. And believe me, this is just a picture for rest of the folks, for my entire clan, my family, people who know me for 40 plus years. This is unthinkable. Like UPTAL, GHOSH getting close to a dog, it's simply unthinkable. So, I don't know, as if the universe understood or they understood that it's our responsibility not to scare him. I just eased out in that moment, and it just few minutes, then few hours, and then entire day I spent. And it's just been a year now, but the transformation has been so fantastic. Sometimes I keep staring at my pictures and say, hey, is it me? How can I get so close to its mouth, canine teeth looking at me? But it has been fantastic, and it triggers a thought in me that, all these years I was holding on to this fear. I must have probably lost out on very beautiful moments that I might have had. I used to see people talking to dogs, and I used to feel that they're overreacting. It's absurd. How can they talk to animals? And now I see that with myself. I keep on talking to dogs. I'm like, hey, please, you need to go and things like that. I'm like, what am I doing? I'm doing the same thing. So for me, it's a big transactional shift. I realize that dogs are a wonderful creature, and for me, the reason I made it a story is because for myself, in my life, it's a big shift. I have been, I think Dumbo and Diesel has been the reason I understood that their language is body language, their language is the love in the eyes and not in the tongue. I think we value our tongue a lot, but then most unspoken and most purest of feelings are without the tongue. It's in the action. And that's what I felt, and I understood more, and I started learning and understanding this creature. And I seriously feel that, this 32 years, I wish I had a pet. But nevertheless, I'm trying to do my bit. It's not that I totally have overcome my fear. I still will freak out, but maybe I will not look nervous. A year back, probably you guys would be laughing because, I remember I was once in a date with this girl when I was in my teens, and I was very well prepared, I'm gonna woo this girl. And it was all good. I went to the cafe, and as I was getting out of the cafe, and I was celebrating that, wow, I'm gonna meet that girl again. And suddenly I see a dog, and I held her hands. And it was so much of a funny thing, because entire perception management that I did for almost 1.5, 2 hours, it just went away. And I was looking so childish. And by that time I started gymming. And that was like early 2000. And she was like, you're so muscular. Why are you scared of the dog? I said, I'm muscular. The dog doesn't know that, right? So anyway, I think the message is that you don't have to have a reason for love. Love can be found, as rightly said, everywhere. I think the last 1 year, one of the things that probably I've taken it for the life is that dogs are a wonderful creature, and I'm going to hold on to that. And now I understand that why in US and in European countries, mostly where there is not connected family system, why the pets are so important. And now obviously it is increasingly catching up here, because the kind of love that flows through them, not just dogs, animals in general, it is fantastic. So I think I will wind up here. I did not utilize my whole time, but I just thank you for this forum. I think I made a good use of it, and I wanted to confess about my fear for dogs and how I did overcome it. And if anyone, I'm sure that most of the people love the dogs, but I'm 100% sure there are some people who are on the fence sitter. I would just say, don't listen to the bark and the teeth, and just go and pat them on the head, and things will change. I'll wind up with that. Thank you for this opportunity, Ravi.